The following content is provided under a Creative Commons license. Your support will help MIT OpenCourseware continue to offer high-quality educational resources for free. To make a donation or to view additional materials from hundreds of MIT courses, visit MIT OpenCourseware at ocw.mit.edu.
Okay, that's a little more like it. Congratulations, beautiful song. Who among you identifies strongly as a pianist? Wow, that is totally not what I was expecting. I was expecting you to be like, because you all these great sweeping gestures that bespeak, you know, gorgeous Russian romantic music. Did you want to make some comments before we make our comments?
It's much better than I thought it could be.
Well, that's a high compliment. That was very nice. Thank you.
The part like dich rufen alle meine Lieder. When you sang it so expressively.
Well, this is the thing. You gave me the right to do it by the way you wrote the vocal line and by the dynamics that you offered. There was no ambiguity at all about what you had in your heart, and so.
So loud and expressive, but like you did, like, I mean, it's lovely.
Oh, I'm glad that was what you had in mind. That's good to know. I'm going to just jump on in here. I have mixed feelings about the tempo primo. I kind of feel like the introduction, which is like this mini piano concerto, needs to be its own little realm. And then the song, I feel, could chug along at a slightly quicker pace so the sentences hang together a little bit more. The rationale behind that is if we have a little bit more like so bin wirklich dich verloren, bist du schön. If we start with a little bit of a quicker tempo, the rubato means more. And if we have sort of a slightly quicker tempo for that section, by the time we get to measure 44, where we're sort of effectively in E flat major, all the way to the end, then we can have much more freedom to pull things out because we won't have begun so slowly that we feel like we can't possibly get any slower. That's the only criticism I would have. It's very thickly voiced and very, very rich and colorful. But if it gets too slow, I mean, if it's marked too slow, it weighs itself down. It's like a beautiful dress with too much decoration. You walk along all night like this instead of being light on your feet. So that would be my one suggestion. The chief thing I want to talk about in the context of this song is syllabification and how one sets text. Almost in every sentence of this, there is a peculiar accent on a syllable that is not typically accented in German. That's rough. If you're writing in a language that you do not speak as a native, all you can do is rely upon the ears and eyes of others. And that's kind of tough because you never know, someone's opinion may throw you off. But in this case, I get the sense that you heard it as so hab ich wirklich dich verloren. Bist du, oh schöne, mir entflohen, that works. Noch kling in den gewohnten Ohren. We're getting a lot of accents on final unaccented syllables.
I tried to avoid this, but I couldn't because it's so hard to adjust the melody.
No, I understand. I mean, I actually asked myself that question. This was the first of the pieces that I received, and I was sort of looking at it and like, okay, I see what's happening here, but I'm hard-pressed to find ways, suggestions short of rewriting the melody. So bin ich wirklich verloren. So, the wirklich it feels a little bit strange. You are putting an accent on the right syllable, but because of where it falls in the word, it feels awkward. So hab ich wirklich dich verloren. So hab ich wirklich, so hab ich wirklich dich verloren. Lor is the important syllable, the accented syllable in verloren. So maybe even just letting it express itself over two notes as opposed to one, and maybe making the final unaccented tone, even though it's rhythmically strong, make it a short note value. That can also take a little bit of weight out of it. Measure 18, in. We have a lot of importance given to that word, and it's just not that important a word. I might suggest, well, there's a problem with the next measure I want to point out as well, but maybe klingt in die. So the high point of that phrase, that F, let it belong to klingt instead of to in, which will give in the proper weight in that context and give klingt, which is a really strong and important word, and it'll give it a little bit more importance and make it sound more like what it means. I'm gesticulating madly here. In den gewohnten, that's, for my money, that's really pulls the text out of shape. Noch klingt in den gewohnten Ohren, wohnten Ohren, ein jedes Wort, ein jeder Ton. The end of it works well. So you see what I'm doing? I'm suggesting something that follows the melody that you've composed, but switches up the rhythm ever so slightly to be more true to the rhythm of the speech. You see what I'm saying? Let Ohren, Ohr is the strong syllable there, let that fall on the downbeat. And let maybe do like quarter note, eighth note on N, breath, ein jedes Wort. Do you see what I'm saying? So in other words, let your melody be dictated very strictly by what the text is. I made reference to this a little bit earlier, and that is making sure that you polish your piece enough that nothing sort of jumps out of the texture. A phrase that I'm really fond of using, usually in the context of voice performance, is that good technique makes itself invisible. In other words, we don't sit there listening to a well-crafted song thinking, oh, check out that rubato, nice use of mezzo forte. Oh, I bet he marked a really big accent over that note. We sit there thinking, oh my God, what a breathtaking image. I wonder if she's going to die. We're absorbed by the music and by the story that's told, because the language is fluid within whatever idiom you're writing. It's fluid and nothing sort of sticks out at us as being angular and weird. Audiences are so weird and fickle. They are at once just totally, you can just have them in the palm of your hand and they will turn on you like that. And it's that strange phenomenon. You know, if we're going along and we hear suddenly a peculiar non-chord tone that doesn't stick out, we don't, you know, no one says, oh, that was a weird non-chord tone. We think, oh, that was kind of funny. I wonder what that was about. That was weird. Oh, anyway, back to the song. And by that point, they've missed 4 measures of it, and they're taken out of the moment of it. So you want to set up an environment as the composer and as the performer where you allow people to exist in the music without pulling us out for any weird reasons. From beginning to end, really from before you play till after you end. So I'm not going to go through every single syllable of the text, but just to say, go through it very carefully and see if you can tidy up a few of those funny accents. Daniel, I've almost deprived you of time to talk. I apologize.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I think we have to go on.
Yes, that's fine.
Daniel, I apologize.
I'm just concerned that we don't want to go through. I just
of
don't know
course.
what's going to happen.
Maybe we can talk individually outside after the class. I would feel strongly about that, actually.
It's a beautiful piano part. We should talk after. I just have a couple of things.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, don't be sorry. You need to keep some straight and narrow.